What's going on, guys? Josh here, back again with another video for you. I want to touch real quick on a new product that just came out. This is Luminar AI. Now, this is not a paid sponsorship from Luminar, although I am an affiliate. So if you like what you see on here and you want to show a little bit of love, the link to download and to purchase is in the description down below. By using that link down there, you are helping me out a little bit, but I want to get right into this and I want to show you, this is going to be a multi-video setup, like I'm going to do a couple of these on YouTube, and but this one I want to show you all about the sky replacement and how amazingly awesome it is. Now, I haven't edited these photos and I'm going to show you guys yet on Luminar, so I'm going to kind of be learning as you learn, and we're gonna grow together. But I've had Luminar 4 for a long time. I do have old videos about it, and I feel that Luminar AI is the next step, and it is absolutely amazing from me playing around with it for a few days. But I want to get into it. Let's get into it right now, and we're gonna talk about Luminar AI. The program is incredible. The way that it works, the way that everything works on it is just super cool. I'm going to show you a couple little hiccups that I had in exporting from Lightroom to Luminar AI and how I fixed that. But that's kind of what this is about, is showing you as we go. So I went to Las Vegas last summer. I know it feels like forever ago, but I want to show you, I took some photos while we were in Las Vegas and out in the Valley of Fire and at Hoover Dam and stuff like that. And I want to show you how quickly and easy this program can take a okay photo to just something that's spectacular. So what I want to do, I'm not even going to really edit this photo. I'm going to take it, I'm going to right click it. I'm in Lightroom right now, Lightroom Classic, and we're going to take it and we're going to export. So with Luminar 4, if you did have Luminar 4, to get it over into Luminar 4 from Lightroom, you had to go to Edit In and then Luminar 4. For some reason, Luminar AI doesn't work that way. Now, it is on here, but it won't do anything for you if you click on that. So what you actually have to do is you have to go down to Export, and then you're going to want to go to Luminar AI and then Edit with Lightroom Adjustments. So if you've done anything to this photo prior to taking it into Luminar, you want that to copy over. So you want to do it with the adjustments, not the source file. What that's going to do is that's going to open Luminar up. Now, what Luminar is going to allow us to do is we're going to be able to do sky replacements. We're going to be able to add fog. We're going to be able to do golden hour. We're going to be able to do all sorts of stuff to this photo that wasn't as easy to do previously, because it's using its AI technology to really help you create an artistic photo. Now, from a professional standpoint, is it something that I feel that you can completely edit a photo from start to finish in? No. But I do really feel like it's a great point to kind of do little tweaks and then take it back into Lightroom or Photoshop and do the final stuff. So that's kind of my take on it. I will let you make your decision, especially if you're just trying to make quick photos and get them out there really fast. This is a great product to do that with. So Luminar AI, it is open. When you open Luminar AI for the first time, you're going to be able to see these little suggestions. So basically what this is doing is this is giving you suggestions on what it thinks by reading the photo you should be doing. You don't have to use these. You can if you want to, and I highly suggest that you do at least play around with them, because you can get some pretty cool stuff with them. So we're going to go into Overcast, and even though there is no overcast sky, it does read that there's a sky. So just by clicking these, you're going to be able to kind of mess around and see what your photo is going to look like with each one of these filters on it. And what we're looking at right now is we're basically just looking at what it's doing to the rocks. Now you can see right here, it automatically added in some sky. That sky was not in there. So you can kind of bring this down and you can see that there was no sky in here whatsoever. It was just a beautiful blue day, very hot blue day. So it's actually added clouds in. This one is just making the rocks a lot more defined. Now, as you can see, the more defined, the more dust spots you can see on my lens. So that's something you got to watch for. I should have been watching for it as I was shooting, but we were going a lot of different spots in one day, so I was kind of in a hurry. I'm not a big fan of any of those, really. There was one that kind of stuck out, but I want to go back here and I want to go to the long exposure stuff and see what that looks like. And all of these presets, they're just really quick and really simple. So I really like this look. This looks really good, this colorful, just because I'm a colorful photographer, I like that stuff. So we're gonna use this one, and then what you wanna do from here after you've picked your template, if you don't wanna use a template, you can skip past that whole like little template thing and just go straight to editing and do it yourself. I highly suggest at least playing around with it, because you never know what you can find on there. So Once you do that, you're gonna go into edit. Now, any of these with dots on them, that means there's already something changed from that template. So then that's where you wanna go back and tweak. But the first thing I wanna do is I wanna go to my composition and I wanna straighten it up just a little bit. Now I'm gonna use Composition AI and see what it thinks the composition should be, and just kind of see. And as you see, I'm not a big fan of where that thinks I should crop it to. So we're gonna go ahead and not do that. We're gonna bring it back up and bring it back to the full, just because I think the photo looks a lot better that way. So we're gonna leave it original. Now I will use their perspective, their horizon, and straighten the horizon. So as you can see, it made it look a lot better. And I lost my template there because I hit the wrong button. Let's go. There we go. All right. So I don't like the composition. I don't like that at all. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm not going to erase anything. I don't need to erase anything, I feel. If I was going to erase anything, let's actually go ahead and try it just for editing purposes. We're going to go and we'll bring this up a little bit. And I just want to see if I can edit out this bridge here. Select. Oh, there it goes. A little laggy. I do have a lot of stuff open. Plus, I am recording this, so it's a little bit laggy. The program runs pretty seamless. I haven't tried it on Windows, but I'm assuming that it works pretty good. And then we're going to go up here and try to get rid of this guy too. So we're going to get rid of both of these little buoy sections here. And then I can actually, I messed up right here, so I can actually take this out of here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll hit erase. Now this may take a minute depending on how much erasing you're doing, but it shouldn't take too long, and it should be able to just pretty much just erase that stuff just with reading the area around it. It is still erasing, and right there it is erased. Now it you can kind of see it a little bit. I don't think it's enough to notice it. It definitely does make the photo look a little bit better. It just kind of blends in these rocks a little bit. This looks a little bit funky, but we'll leave it because I'm not going to go back and try to clean it up that much. Light, we don't really need to change the light. Let's go in and we can enhance the colors a little bit if we want. Now this Luminar AI up here, when it's changing colors like that, that's actually showing to you that it's doing something in the back end. So we don't have sky in it yet, so we don't need sky. Structure's pretty good. Color, you can change the color if you want. Luminance, so where is the, so this you can actually go in and you can sharpen just certain details if you want. It's already done it, so I don't really need to. Landscape, you can add in golden hour if you want there to be more golden hour. You can add in golden hour with this. So just seeing the difference between adding golden hour and no golden hour, it's incredible. Okay, so now this is where it's going to get really fun for you, is by clicking the creative tab. So the creative tab is where you're going to really add some cool stuff to it. So we're going to go in and we're going to add a sky right away. It's super simple. You can just they give you a ton of preset skies that you can just drop right in, boom, just like that. That looks awkward. It looks a little bit too fake. So you can go through these and you can decide which one you like. Now this one looks pretty cool because like this is kind of funky looking back here. The mountain is so far in the back that this kind of works. Now depth of field is not going to work for this photo. You'd have to blur it a little bit, but it doesn't look bad. I mean, you can go down and you can go through all these skies and decide what you want to do for a sky and just create some really cool stuff. I really like that one. And you can see along the edges that it just does a fantastic job capturing it and making it. Now, this is a super sharp line on a photo, so I would take that for what it's worth. It does have a little bit harder of a time when it comes to trees and stuff like that, but it's really not bad at all. So I think I'm going to leave it that way. Augmented sky. So now what you can do from here is you can actually add in stuff. You can add in things. You can add in a giant American eagle if you want. Now that makes no sense whatsoever, but you can add in mountains in the background if you want to add in a mountain. Like, that is crazy that you can just add in a full mountain range to a photo. You can add in airplanes if you want to add in. Now that looks awesome. And you can actually take it and place it wherever you want. We're going to bring it over here. Let's see if it'll hide behind that. It hides right behind that. That is crazy, because that'll hide right behind that area. And then you could take it the height and you could take it down if you want to make it smaller. That's so cool. Different planets. Like, you can take this and bring this over here. It'll hide behind the mountain. And now you have like the giant like Saturn rings showing too. Like, that's so cool. Let's go. There we go. You can take it, make it bigger if you want. My favorite one is this one just because it's hilarious. I like hiding a giraffe in the background, and we can hide him down here. And he's just peeking over the mountain. Absolutely hilarious. I don't know why. I just really like it. But we're not going to put anything in there, but you can if you want. Get rid of him. Let's get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. All right, so atmosphere. Atmosphere is really cool, so now I can start adding in fog if I want to. So I can add fog, I can add layered fog, I can add mist, and I can add haze. So let's start with the fog, see what it does. See where it's gonna add this fog. It's gonna add it to the whole photo. So I don't really wanna add fog because that takes away from the photo. So let's go layered fog. Let's start bringing in the fog a little bit, see where the fog's gonna go. Now, also I should say that these are photos out of my A7R IV, so they're massive photos, so that's why it's kind of taking a little bit longer to pull stuff in. This is adding fog right into the water, and which looks really cool. Which kind of hides the that area that I put in there. So you don't want to do haze. Or you don't want to do mist, I should say. Haze is kind of cool, but I do like this layered fog the most, I think. Because it just added a little bit into, like, right here. I mean, it added a lot, but the type of photo it was, there we go. Now you can see what it's doing. There, let's just add a little bit of fog in. All it's doing is just kind of making this blend a little bit better together. So now what we can do is we can come in here and we can add sun rays. And just go boom and add some sun flare. Now, the sun was behind me, so it doesn't make sense. But yeah, you can add in sun just like that. You can add a sunset. You can add all sorts of craziness. Let's go in. Let's add a little bit of drama to this photo. Not that much. That was way too much drama. Right about there. And now we're going to go in and we're going to start adding in LUTs. If we want to add a LUT to it, we can add in a LUT, which is going to give you even more options as far as color grading. Long Beach. 1990. What about 1960? Kodak Chrome. Miami, Memphis, London, Geneva, Dallas. I love how they name these. Venus. So I saw one up here, 1960, which I kind of like. Then what I want to do is I want to take the amount down just because I don't want that much in it. This is another really great feature right here because you can actually add in that matte look that everybody loves to add to their photos. Now I've shown you in multiple tutorials how to do it with the S-curve. Now you can do it right here in this Luminar. So you can make the photo look with that matte look that I always add to my stuff right here in Luminar, straight out of the camera. So, okay. One more thing is mystical. I use mystical quite a bit, and I'm not talking like shaky ass mystical. I'm talking about like this one. So Mystical just gives everything kind of like this weird, like dream-like look to it. So I like adding this. I don't add a ton of it. Like you can see, I only went to 24 because I like to give it that mystical look, but I don't want it to look too crazy. So just going from that from the before, which is right here, to the after, I mean, look at the major difference that made to that photo. I took out the bridge, or the little netting. I took out, added in the sky. I covered up all of my mistakes, and you can actually see it right in about halfway across the screen. I don't know if I can drag because I'm holding it down. Right here, there's a power line running through here. You can just barely see it, but that has actually gotten rid of it, and it's hidden that power line for me. Like I was saying earlier, though, there is one thing that I want to do, is I want to take the focus down just a little bit. So the sky defocus, I want to defocus that because it's in the background, so it shouldn't quite be that harsh. And then, yeah, so that's what we're going to do, and we're going to add in a little atmospheric haze. Now, I may have went a little bit too far with it because now it looks kind of fake. Let's go right about there. Let's go to like 12 and let's see how that looks. I think we can even go down a little bit further, like 6. And there you go. There's a final photo right like that. Before, straight out of camera, and then afterwards, just using Luminar AI and about 15 minutes. So, like I said, the program is amazing. It is super fun to work with. It's really cool to create some craziness. I got 2 other videos that I'm going to be putting out with this one. One is about skin touch-up for portraits and headshots, which Luminar AI does amazing with. And the other one is going to be kind of just a street photography, overall environmental portrait style photo and what you can do with it. So stick around, come back. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you're notified when I drop new videos. Once again, if you decide you want to buy Luminar AI after seeing that and seeing how easy it is, use the link in the description down below. It absolutely helps me out. Costs you nothing more to use that link, but it does show that you watched the video, you liked what I said, and you wanted to buy the program. Just came out this week, December 15th. It's just an amazing program, and I really like it. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. I'm going to get out of here. Peace.